Last time on the Hyborian Adventures, you managed to run like chicken shits from a giant fucking turtle. You managed to also cast enough spells and ammunition at your enemies when you encountered them that you were able to have them stunned long enough for the turtle to suddenly look at them and go, "Wait, those are bigger."
Well, they're bigger and they're not moving.
And in the midst of all the panic and running, you manage to slip into the water stream that goes between the two southern islands over here, and you take off like a bullet, and especially since the wind is going in the same direction as well at the moment, and manage to get away as you just hear screams in the fading background.
I suddenly want to hear the dragon turtle's voice be like Cecil Turtles. Yep, thank you for the snack. You guys are wonderful. Thank you.
No, what am I at?
Conan, what is best in life? To feed your enemies to the turtle.
I'm just imagining the turtle looking at us, going back, going, thank you very much.
And I just found a bug crawling up my leg. Ah!
Elvis never died, he just became a dragon turtle in Conan.
No, I'm just imagining the dragon turtle in a freaking white sequin jumpsuit. Too.
yeah. Shades, the hair, everything.
Yeah, we're in a weird position now because I actually didn't think we were going to get to this session. I thought for sure that was going to be the end of the campaign last week.
Lo and behold, you survive, and you have a fast ship.
I thought it was going to be the end of Valeno. But there's always another session we can see if it happens.
Very nearly was. You got some lucky dice rolls.
Yes, matter of fact,
really.
Again, Subutai rolled fucking big for you guys and managed to find those ships in time for you.
Yeah, that saved us. Valena didn't really have lucky dice rolls. She just jumped into the water and failed to polymorph the thing repeatedly and then ran away.
It was more along the fact that got lucky in the fact that it didn't just immediately.
Yeah, the fact that it didn't one-shot her and then it didn't manage to recharge its breath weapon.
You gotta remember, she had to fight for her right to run away.
She had to fight for her right to not die right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's what I meant by lucky dice rolls, is the fact that she managed not to die. What did she wind up with? 3 hit points? 12? Something like that?
Well, she's got 12 right now.
She's got 12 out of 70, yeah. Then that was
from
she was
one
at
breath-
70
that was
when she got hit.
Yeah, that was from one breath weapon attack. She didn't get hit more than once.
And right now, a strong breeze would knock her over.
Just like in her early days. Poke, ow, plop.
Oh no, I've only got 4 HP. Blech.
I've got healing, but I don't know if
Curse
you
you,
just want to
mage HP!
So
I can be useful if I want to.
Well, I believe after that, Bellona retired back for the day.
Most likely you have Theobald right behind, yeah.
Because
Blame it.
she's night, as if I recall, she's night shifting, so.
Yeah, Valena's gonna sit down, lie down in her bed, and slowly bleed to death for the rest of the night.
Very slowly because you're not bleeding to death.
Blaine's gonna lay down to make the water elemental give
You
her
look like a rock lobster, though.
make the water elemental give her a massage.
Unfortunately, the water elemental saw this thing, said, fuck that shit, and left.
That's right.
Was
pretty
that
sure it just. I'm pretty sure it just came up onto the deck and we didn't actually order it to do anything because
Yeah.
we just had it up here. in case.
It went up to deck, went below deck, going, nope.
Belarius will help Valena with her injuries, like kind of, I don't know, put like a cooling cloth on them or something, or pray over Valena.
I'm pretty sure Geralt was already saying he was going in there with the aloe.
Silly picture in my head of Valerius coming in trying to help, and then Felona comes in with this big silver dish, some butter, Probably an
Hey,
apple.
we're
I don't
having
know.
lobster today.
Mind you, Bologna doesn't have much in the way of medical aid. So, I think it would be, does this hurt? Poke. Does this hurt? Poke. Does this hurt? Poke.
I imagine the majority of her medical skills would involve wrapping a piece of cloth around a wound, and that's it.
Yeah,
I have-
yeah, she'll be wrapped up like a mummy, and she goes, "Oh, she'll be fine." Just walks out.
I have mass
can't
healing word
move.
and mass cure wounds. That's all.
Well, yeah, I think her entire medical knowledge involves pouring aloe on a rag and binding a wound with it. Yes, that's basically it.
Anyways, yeah, Blaine is just gonna lie down, try to recover, and try not to look the crew in the eye for the rest of the week.
So since we're not dead, I forget, were we gonna actually stop at the first port town, or not?
I would suggest not.
You know what I keep forgetting to do? I keep forgetting to go back and watch that previous session to figure out what the hell the name of that freaking Asgardian guy we recruited is.
We do keep forgetting.
Oh!
Or not Asgard, he was Vanaheim, right? Theobald's Asgard.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's too many crewmen on the ship.
Well, we
That's
could have had
why
less.
that's why a majority of them are now just generic crewmen.
Yeah, but the one guy that we put in charge actually had a name, and none of us remember what it is because none of us wrote it down.
We're gonna call you Phil until we come up with a name. But I have a name until we remember it. But I can tell you my name. Quiet, Phil.
No, you can't because you don't know your name either because you're controlled by the GM who doesn't remember your name.
I shall call you Steve. And I shall call you
Steve.
Other Steve.
All about Steve.
I said no, I shall call you Steve, and I shall call you Other Steve.
Anyways,
I say we should stop at this next town just to get supplies and maybe ask for look for info about,
I
So-
would say no, because what if the dragon turtle finishes its snack and decides it's ready for dessert?
it's not gonna be able to follow us into the town.
I mean, it depends on what it was tracing. Was it just after General Gold, or was it looking for something specific off of us?
I think it just was looking for a boat and somebody waved at it.
I just wanted to say hi.
That
Wasn't you that waved at us?
Oh yeah, that's right. No, I encouraged someone else to say hi.
You said, "What if it's friendly?"
It's not you. It's Lobster Girl downstairs.
Yeah, you said, "What if it's friendly?" And the captain's response was, "Don't care, keep moving." And then Elena waved at it anyhow. Which is
And
why
then-
Elena's not second in command.
while the GM was
Yeah.
rejoicing, while the crew was mutinying.
Oh no, the crew wasn't mutinying, because at that point the second in command was going, "Put up the sails, put up all the sails."
Yeah, the crew wouldn't mutiny because that involves dying in that situation.
Because yeah, that would be trying to mutiny against a lot of us. That would
I
basically.
was surprised he didn't make Elena walk the plank so you could feed her as a snack so you could get away.
I don't think that would work. You're too small.
Oh.
So
Anyways, it's
walking the
not
plank is still an option.
You are
Maybe-
just a
maybe-
single Cheeto.
Maybe if we
Um.
strapped a couple sharks to you, you'd be a good enough snack. But otherwise,
Belena
No.
shark sandwich. There you go.
yeah. It's my point is, it's not like we're gonna go to a tavern, all of a sudden walk out the door, see a giant dragon turtle with a lead pipe just beating it on one hand, waiting for us.
you just
You
walk,
say that.
just walk out, all of a sudden, dragon turtle. Where's my money?
Just sitting there with a freaking giant lantern in its hand, street lamp in its hand, smacking the palm of his other hand. Where's the relics?
At this point, you encounter a giant monster, you escape from the giant monster barely with your lives, you put as many leagues between you and the giant monster as possible. Just saying, that's the Lona's theory.
The other problem is we don't actually know the names of any of these fucking towns.
Yeah, and
the GM's trying to look them up, but he's not getting much help, even from the official books.
oof.
They're just random little towns.
Actually, the GM is going to look around on Twitch really quick and see if he can find other info
The
somewhere.
GM is running out of ideas.
He's got plenty of
GM.
ideas. He just has run out of information.
GM needs info badly. GM is about to run out of ideas.
Players about to die.
Have you ever looked at somebody and wondered what they're thinking?
2 + 2 = 4.
2 + 2 = squirrel. It's probably Valenia's logic right there.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyways.
Valerius is just like, no, it doesn't.
Anyways.
Well,
So-
since Valena doesn't need any help, I'm gonna go make food and pray over food, and then probably as soon as we hit like the next town, I'm gonna look for a shrine to Mitra.
Oh my gosh, I can see what Flo really does. She comes in and goes, she holds a plate for food and brings it to Blaine and go, would you like boiled lobster, lobster girl?
You need to stop trying to roleplay for the other characters.
Sorry.
It's going to be your nickname for at least a week.
Okay, I'm trying to see here. I got some things on a random map here. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together here. Yeah, I'll check. Yep, that's right. Those are right. Those are obviously the right names, but they're in the wrong order. This is the other thing, is that Howard's stuff was really in depth, but apparently some people can't quite grasp all the imagery, and he didn't make all these maps himself either. So Masatia is in almost the right spot on this other map, but it's the wrong side of the river. And then there is 2 other named cities, which I would assume are the other 2 cities that should be along that coast, but they're somehow further west when there's no room for them to be further west. That's not where that border lies. It's a little confusing.
Oh boy.
So
Yeah, and if
I'm
they-
going
if they
to
were
say that
If they were further west, they'd be in Zingara instead of Argos.
yeah, their border lines are messed up on this map, is what I'm saying.
That's what happens when you don't do token.
Well, Token had a lot more
Token-style
time to
maps,
make
anyway.
it all grounded and map everything himself.
Yeah, not standardized, I should say.
Let me see if there's another map really quick.
So are we gonna have to skip everything up until Mazentia just because you don't know what the towns actually are?
Oh, here's another one. That's got a totally different name for one of the cities too, but at least it has one of them, I think. Double check here. Alright, so it should be that one.
You know what's really funny to just randomly remember? That we have horses below deck.
Yep. You almost said
The thing
crispy
is-
fried horses.
But the thing is because we have such a big crew, they probably take care of them for us, so we don't really actually have to remember their upkeep ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we could probably hear them going nuts down there with the dragon turtles pursuing us. The
When
horses
it
are
was.
just like, what the shit is that?
Especially since they probably would have heard the breath weapon.
Mm-hmm. Even if they can't see the monster, they're probably freaking out. Ah, black licorice.
Nope, that's... It looks like... Oh, dang it! It looks like I found a map that has those details, and it is too small to read.
Oh god. No!
It's like a 420p map. I bet you by the looks of it too, it was for like one of the comics or something. Damn. Had all the details I need and I can't read one of them. Okay, so at least that one agrees with the previous map. So yeah, the first really little port that you guys are constantly contemplating over is called Ascalon.
Do we know anything about Ascalon?
That's a good question. The GM would like to know what he knows about Ascalon too. There currents, Navy. Let's see the capital. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's named on several maps in the right place, but there's no mention of it in the roleplay book. Especially when it's a roleplay book that pertains heavily to the coast, and there's no information on even the name of it. So actually, the one other way I can try and check on the information for it.
Try to Google search the name within Conan.
Well, not even with Conan, just Argos Ascalon. And see what happens.
I'll just be sitting over here pondering my orb.
You and your damn pondering orbs.
Saucy,
Oh.
what are you pondering today?
Oh, here we go. Apparently appeared in Savage Conan #1. Savage Sword of Conan. Or at least it seems to pertain to that. I think they're confused as to where the place lies too. What the hell?
Well, we learn something new every day.
Yep.
As far as I'm aware, unless the borders aren't as visible as we think they are, like they're not just the rivers. No, there's dotted lines too, so it should be... Yeah, it should be within it. But yeah, they're... Oh, no, wait! Okay, there's Ascalon. No, it's different on this map too. Jesus! Nothing works. Everything is broken.
Yeah, actually, yeah, looking at it now, Asgaloon's actually the place we went past that's at the end of Shem.
Yeah, meanwhile, every other map says it's right here. But it says
but
it's
it's also-
somewhere
but
else
it's
like
actually-
Shim
yeah.
anyways too. So when I look it up, so it's like none of these maps work.
Yeah, but the thing is, Asgaloon's clearly right here, so this can't be it.
Nope.
I was looking
these
away
maps
while you
are
were trying to
wrong.
figure
If
something out. Or I would've
information
probably-
is gone.
I probably would have figured out that sooner if I hadn't looked away while you were trying to figure out the information.
So literally, you know nothing about these villages, much like the GM, until you get to Meza Antia, at the very edge of Argos.
So
If I
we're
could
just-
even say the name of the capital.
So we're just gonna have to keep going straight to Masentia then, because you can't run a town you don't know anything about.
I could try to make something up, but I've got very little to go on. But again, it's up to you guys.
You consider it, then some mysterious force tells us not to, and we just keep going.
Well, there's also the female barbarian who's probably said several times, let's just keep running, we need to keep running.
Yeah, but she's downstairs,
I mean,
resting.
we do have the statue that could be telling us to go somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
where.
care about that statue that told Elena to sacrifice all of us to save him or her from the fucking dragon. Sacrifice everybody to save just yourself from the dragon turtle.
I want souls.
Well,
Quiet, I'm
if
resting.
it wants souls, a bigger city would be awesome for it.
What the heck happened to you?
I got lobster fried.
Sounds delicious.
Oh, aren't you the charmer?
Souls.
Elena isn't actually talking to the statue
No.
again, is she?
No, no. Can you imagine?
What happened? Should have gave me the souls.
You had a choice.
Well, since we're just gonna keep going, does anything else happen today?
I'm gonna say probably not. You have a relatively quiet sailing bit for a while. You follow the currents, which are helping to pelt you even faster than the wind is going for you. And it doesn't take very long before you cruise past the islands and finally, sadly, lose the current, but keep being blown in the direction you're currently going in. With that said, I assume usual nighttime shifts, etc.
Right.
Alright. And then with that, I believe we are on to the next day. So, what was
Elena
it?
gets the long rest and not be dead anymore.
Yeah. So it's a 1d8, I believe, to judge the wind direction.
Yeah, I think so.
So, just to be clear, we get a long rest, right?
Yes.
Yes, we already said that.
I wasn't sure what you said. It was kind of muffled.
So north.
We still heading east
You
to
do, I do
Masentia?
not.
East.
You mean west. East,
west.
East is
So-
the other way.
So the wind is now headed southeast, which is basically against the direction you're trying to go in.
Not if we're going straight east.
You're not going east, you're going west.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah, Masentia is to the west.
We're heading west.
West.
Well, then we can tack.
We're going
Yeah,
southeast.
Don't be tacky.
'Cause I'm tacky.
Oh, so tacky.
Oh,
No,
God,
it's
I
a-
got
it's a
happy
Weird
in
Al
my
song.
head.
Oh.
The one with Jack Black in the video, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I do want, like, we're gonna stop at this place, and Matt's gonna make something up because I don't want to wait till we're all the way over there for something else to happen.
How are we getting there?
I don't mean today, like on this particular moment. When we get there, eventually.
Because the wind is telling us that we're not going there.
I know that. I know we're doing whatever we have to do.
Yeah, we're talking
You're
about
still
time
heading westward, I assume.
Yes.
Because that's the general direction of the city that you're trying to reach. At least one of the two. I forget, how are you going forward?
We're tacking. We're actually catching the sails on there. We're heading slightly west. The sails are mostly facing south.
Hmm.
And it's basically we're going
just
we're
the
going
slightest
west at,
bit
like,
of catching breeze, essentially, and you're just barely moving.
correct. We're moving at like 1/4 speed.
But still, you're trying to persist in your moving. At this point, I would ask if someone would like to roll a d20
Sure, one out.
For what?
I can roll.
for
one.
something.
Well, it's obviously
I
not
mean-
perception because you'd be saying roll perception.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, 4. Let me go look.
Oh no.
Ooh, interesting. So,
Is it day or night at this point?
we're with the roll of the wind. It's now day.
Okay.
So you start off the day. You notice the wind is kind of against you today. You're moving, but you're moving very slowly. Does anyone in the crew have a decent perception?
I have +7.
All right, roll me a perception check as you're checking out things around the ship after breakfast. I heard a boop.
16.
16. Okay, it doesn't take you very long to figure this out. As you're kind of looking around, you notice that this particular area is a little bit odd. In particular, you're noticing that the seaweed plant and other plant life is reaching really high up in the water, like almost brushing against the ship at points.
Okay.
Other than that, you're not seeing anything else yet at the moment. Just that it's very odd plant life in the water.
Trying to think who would be a good person to point this out to.
Well, not Valena, for one, because one, she's insane. Two, she's below deck, healing her wounds.
Next day, your wounds are healed.
Probably the Resil officer, so she'll probably
You're
not.
still very tan, but you reddish tan, but you are healed.
She's too
No, I
embarrassed to
thought
come out.
I thought she'd be peeling today.
Technically, would be yes.
Yeah, she's too embarrassed to come out.
Elena jerky.
Ugh.
So
I guess
Lena and
I-
Lona are both below decks at this point.
Is Theobald up here?
I assume if Theobald's occasionally up, he might have at least come up for close to the top of the ship for breakfast, if nothing else.
I pointed out to him and asked if he thinks there's anything strange about that.
He joins you and looks down into it, and he's like, "That's very peculiar for deep water. I'm not sure there's anything to it, but it's very unusual for plant life to come up this close in the water. And we are getting closer to shore, but not that close." And kind of looks around again.
got a really stupid idea.
Okay.
I'm going to see if I can, because is any of it? Some of it's actually coming up near the surface of the water, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to use my grappling hook to try and snag a piece of it and rip it out of the water.
All right. You're essentially looking for something to grab a hold of a piece of the plant life and rip it out.
Well, I have a grappling hook.
Oh, okay.
Which if I could get it to land near it, I'd be able to try to snag it on there and pull it out. But I don't know what I would roll for that. What would that be? A sleight of hand? Or acrobatics?
I take it this edition doesn't have a rope use skill.
Not really.
Everything is through skill checks. Out of the regular catch-all skill checks that they have, they don't make specific things for certain tools or anything like that. It's like lock picking is, sleight of hand. It's not lock picking.
You're trying to catch it with a grapple, right?
It's a grappling hook.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, part of me argues that should be a ranged combat check. But
How do you make a ranged combat
Yeah,
check?
that would be a ranged. That would be an improvised weapon. Hold on. This will probably be easier than trying to look it up in the. Improvised weapons such as a table leg, frying pan, a wagon wheel, or a dead goblin.
Well, there's a improvised weapon for you.
how much damage does Elminster do when used as an improvised weapon?
Oh,
Depends upon if he's using mage armor yet or not.
You also get a level of short-term madness for all the gripes you hear from him.
oh yeah. I think basically it would basically just be the to hit roll would be a dexterity check because I wouldn't get a proficiency bonus because I'm not using a weapon that I'm proficient with. So it would just be a d20 with my dexterity bonus. So I guess that's what I'll do.
Dang. Okay. So yeah, we'll go with that. You rolled decently well, so you cast your grappling hook into the water. Takes you a second, and you just yank it real good, and you break off a big old piece of seaweed that comes up with your grappling hook.
All right.
Is there something you're looking for in particular?
I'm trying to look to see if there's anything strange about it. Like, does it just look like regular seaweed?
Give me a nature check. That one I can give you off the top of my head.
I would say, are you sure not survival? But my bonus for that is lower, so I'm not gonna say that.
Nature check. You've seen seaweed before. This seems average, but still really weird. It's this close that you can literally grab it out in this deep water.
Well, it must not be attached to anything living, because it probably would have reacted already from me ripping it off if it was. I don't know if anyone on this part even like. Does Tarthun know detect magic?
Does Tarthun know detect magic? That's a good question. Let's have a look at what his spell list looks like. Loading. Everything's taking a moment to load. Sky South. Detect magic, yeah.
Okay. I, I'm sure he's up here because he's one of my lieutenants.
Mm-hmm.
I bring it to his attention as well and ask him if he can cast a spell to see if there's anything magical about this stuff going on.
Like, so just basically use
Like
it as detect magic and see if he notices anything anywhere.
Yeah, to see if like there's any magic involved with the seaweed that's up so close to the boat.
So we'll use one of those, and he'll detect magic.
Like I think that he'd see like an aura on the seaweed if it is if there's any magic involved.
Sense presence magic within 30 feet of you. You sense magic in this way. You can use action to see faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic.
Okay, so they changed detect magic from the old versions because it's basically casting it on himself instead of an object.
Basically, he's detecting
anything within
magic
30
sight
feet.
on himself. Yeah. He casts it on himself. He doesn't initially see anything on the seaweed, and he looks down. I'm gonna say he looks down. He seems to squint for a moment, but then just kind of shakes his head. I can't see anything down there.
I just, maybe it's just a natural. Maybe it's just a natural hazard. Then, I kind of, the people that are helping control where the ship's going, I just make them aware of it and tell them to try and avoid getting us snagged on anything since there's so much of it.
All right. So that probably at that point, Roger and Subutai probably immediately head up to the crow's nest to have a look around to try and see what they can survey for a path for you. And actually, with that said, let's see how well they are at trying to navigate you the heck out of this mess right now. This would be more of a... Oh gosh, there's nature and what was the other one?
Survival.
Survival.
Yeah.
So it ties better with nature just by a smidge. And Roger. Yeesh.
Probably not good either because he's the guy that's kind of been promoted from nothingness.
He's got a +2 in survival. That's his big bonus off the two.
Climbing up the ladder.
Well, to be honest, they both rolled pretty decently. Subutai in particular. And they do start helping to direct anyone who's on the ship to try and direct the ship away from certain spots because it does look like up ahead there are definitely some clusters that are so long that they really literally reached and are floating on the surface of the water. So they're basically trying to direct around hitting any of those as you continue the rest of the day very slowly.
Might be good we didn't have a huge gust of wind going through this.
Trying to think. Anything else? Actually, with that being said, yeah, I'm gonna have to say, yeah, you get it takes you a few hours because you're going really slow, but after a few hours, you reach roughly about midday, and you seem to be finally clear of this stuff. You're not entirely sure what happened there, but you feel like you dodged something because the rest of the water seems to be completely clear after the several hours of making your way around huge masses of seaweed.
I have a feeling that it was more or less a natural hazard and somebody was probably getting any boats that got caught in it. Somebody or something. That's my hunch.
All right.
But we didn't get snagged in it, so we're fine.
I'll possibly mention what happened there later. So yeah, you hit noonish. You're finally in the clear. You can take some time to eat lunch and switch shifts and so forth. Anything you guys are going to do during the evening?
Heal.
I guess I'll pray and study. I don't know if the ship has any books on Mitra or anything like that.
Not particularly. Basically, any library on the ship would be
scrolls.
whatever people personally bring with them.
No, I realize
No,
the funny
probably.
thing is, Zeref tried so hard to polymorph that dragon, but I also have polymorph.
Which one has the higher? Hit points.
Zeref probably has a higher spell bonus than I do.
Oh.
Because
Difference between mage and bard.
well,
wizard
more
and
that
bard.
I probably have not put as much into his charisma as Zeref has put into intelligence, because my charisma is 16.
Yeah, she's so intelligent. Then why is she crazy all the time?
She's high intelligence, not wisdom.
I just want to know which one would survive longer.
What, out of the two of us?
Yeah.
Depends
the
on what
one
kind of fight it is.
The one that has a sword.
Again, it depends on what kind of fight it is. What if it's long range distance and you've only got spells?
Well, I have Eldritch Blast, so...
Yeah, and the wizard has the lightning bolt last I checked. Lightning bolt!
Oh yeah, well I have flame thing that doesn't really work half the time.
The wizard has Lightning Bolt. I have Insect Plague.
Ah! Falls off the platform and dies instantly.
But actually, I forgot that Insect Plague has a range of 300 feet.
Jeez.
If it fits on the
That's not
combat
that's
map,
not
I
a magic
can hit
spell.
it.
That's a sniper shot, is what that is.
If it fits on the combat map, I can hit it. And I only have that because of
Beast, my god! No, it's just a beast, my god!
because it's not really normally a bard spell, but I used my thing that allows me to get a spell from another class, and that was that and Eldritch Blast were what I picked for those two spells. To kind of help make up for my deficiency in attack spells prior to that, because bards don't get that many attack spells. Like, Shatter's a really good one, but I think that's the only big one I had for the longest time.
For a while there, for sure.
What are we doing tonight?
But anyway, anybody else? Anything else you're doing in the evening?
I think it's just gonna practice with her flute some more.
As she does. And does very well.
I'm just gonna sit above deck and just kind of, I don't know, probably do some cleaning and shit. Maybe some fishing. I'm a fisher of men.
Oh yeah, we do actually have fishing equipment, don't we?
Yep.
Thing is, we stocked up on so much food the last time we were in port. I don't think we've really needed anything. Because I can't remember how much it was, but I gave Trent like a platinum to go buy food.
Yeah, basically you bought like several weeks worth of food at the very least.
Yeah, because
and I think you're a little more than a week into this now.
Because a platinum can get you quite a bit, especially if it's not already prepared food, if it's just supplies.
Yes, you've been slowly noticing the boat rising as you've been paying close attention.
What?
There's less weight.
Oh.
Thought there was something under the boat lifting it up. Like, what the hell now?
Weeks of eating the food has made the boat lighter.
Like I'm not gonna lie. Like Zara posted something because of me having polymorph. I literally got that spell to use it as a disguise spell. That's like the only reason I have it. I didn't get it to use it offensively. Most of Azina's spells are intended for, like, what's the word? Utility?
Mm-hmm.
More than combat. I've got, like, a few that are really good for combat, and the rest of it's nothing but utility.
Oh, there we go. So,
I'm
anyways...
surprised... Oh, yeah, Zaref said his character's sleeping.
Yep. So, anyways, I assume nothing's going on to the evening. Y'all have dinner.
Yeah. I throw my fish back into the sea, but yeah.
Which then leads us basically into the next day then, after people do the night shifts.
How far along the coast are we right
I would
now?
say after a long, slow day, you're maybe about here. So you've gotten a little ways from the island, but not a whole ton.
I don't know if only if the dragon turtle caught up to us and then got stuck in seaweed.
Hopefully, with a decent amount of wind, you will have a better run today. Boop. Oh, I think that's most definitely in your favor. So 8 would have been northwest, so this would be just strictly west. Aim your sails to west and you're at full blast again.
Yay!
And I assume you have your normal usual breakfast?
Yep.
And... number 6.
Uh-oh. He's counting.
That'll be interesting. We'll see how it goes. Alright. You start off your morning, you have breakfast. Nothing seems to be particularly strange as the day starts off.
Wind direction?
You're
West.
heading west now. It's gone full blast again.
Cool.
Were you AFK?
I missed hearing it. My brain was elsewhere.
Okay.
Alright. Yeah, I would say that the early morning into close to noon is basically nothing. It's when you get closer to noon and it's almost lunchtime is when you notice something. So you start off about here. So I'd say if you're just heading straight west, you'd almost be south of this island here already by noon. And as you're passing by towards the west, that's when you notice to your north there's a particularly odd sight of there's some rocks that seem to be further out south from that island, just enough to make notice and make sure that you stay safe distance from it. But as you're heading around them, that's when you notice a shipwreck and what seems to be several people waving on the outside of the wreck, possibly trying to get your attention.
We might as well investigate it.
Okay, so you're going to head north to try and look into what's going on?
Yeah. I make sure a couple of the crew members get, like, bows ready. Just in case something's up.
Okay, so you approach and you have a few people armed. Anything else you're going to do when you get there?
Does Thelona have an opinion on this? Or is she below deck?
She's below deck. She's night shift right now.
Okay. I have somebody go get Thelona, just in case.
People go with Thelona. I goes back under. A few minutes later, Thelona comes back up with Theobald.
What?
A shipwreck with people that look like they're waving for help.
Well, what can we perceive about the shipwreck?
It
You
does.
know, I kind of, now that I think, I should have thought about this already, but I take a look with my spyglass.
Look with your spyglass, and it does look like the people who are waving are a bit of a midst panic, a slight panic, according to what you can see of them. And the ship seems to have run aground on the stones that the crew are currently standing on.
So they got too close to the island.
The rise of rocks there, yes.
We can't get too close to them then, or we could risk hitting it ourselves.
How many are there?
See roughly 6 or 8 of them.
And we do have a
Rowboat.
a boat. Yes.
Can only fit about, what, 4 people at a time?
4,
I think.
maybe 5 if you really squeeze. If you go out there
But
with 2 crewmates.
You go out there, you get 3 at a time, 2 trips. But the main ship stays safe.
Right. Well,
However, as a precaution, in case they're panicked about something, I would suggest archers and ballista pointing towards the island.
Right. So,
Or catapult, excuse me, not ballista, catapult.
so get a
I'm
little.
I'm tired.
Right. Get a little bit closer than we are right now, and then put anchor down.
Okay.
Question is, who's gonna go on the boat? This is the one case where, like, even though my instinct is to go myself as the captain, that is a really stupid thing. So I shouldn't technically do that.
I would suggest Garroth and myself.
Right. Technically, like, somebody else could go if they're willing to swim while holding onto the boat.
Yes, I was more thinking that if we were attacked while on the shore, who would have the best chance of fighting it off?
Okay.
All right. So setting the
Actually, wait a
barbarians on the
minute.
rowboat.
I just thought about something, actually. Me and Valena both have... Me and Valena both have Dimension Door. We could technically teleport four of us over there to talk to them before we actually do anything. Me and Valena could technically both each teleport ourselves and one other person over there to talk before making an actual move, and then teleport back.
So you've got people that are frightened on the edge of the shore, and you want to use magic and frighten them more.
Okay then.
Just reminding you of the public opinion that magic is evil.
I know.
Maybe
So
if I go with you, they won't be as frightened as
hold
the
on.
priest of Mitra.
Is Valena below deck?
Still below deck, waiting for the burns to heal.
Okay. Somebody go and get her. But in the meantime, yes, Thelona and Garroth can go out over there and explain to them what's going on, so that I can then teleport over to talk to them without it just being poof right in front of them without any warning.
All right.
Alright, let me go gear up.
Well, you gear up. Gareth goes down to get Elena to possibly come out for a little while. They need magical help upstairs.
So, Elena comes out completely covered.
Well,
Well,
she
what's
does have
new?
she does have a wizard robe, so that's not that hard.
And she comes out looking at the captain going, I used to be beautiful.
Be like Cobra Commander. Was once a man.
Caleb goes, "Oh!"
I explained.
Congratulations, you're now a sea hag.
I was beautiful once.
Does Valena have any ability to communicate magically with people or anything?
Let me check.
I don't think Theobald does. Pretty sure he doesn't. In fact, I think that was the only character I can think of from another show that gives me the idea that clerics might is the fact that they were a weird cleric. So, no.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Well, then after Garroth and Thelona have a bit of time to talk to them, me and Valena are going to teleport ourselves and Theobald and Belarius over there so that we can assess the situation better.
Okie doke.
I'm actually going to ask Giselle just to hang out in the crow's nest with Subutai because she's good with a bow and she can be up there and be ready in case something happens.
2 snipers up in the crow's nest, yeah. She quietly agrees and sneaks her way up.
Because even with my plan, we can't all magically get over there.
So wait, who are you taking?
I'm going to teleport you, and Valena's going to teleport Theobald.
Oh, okay.
But this is after Thelona and Garroth go over there and have time to talk to them for a little bit. I'm going to have... Thelona can kind of wave at me when she's ready for me to actually come over, because I'll be watching with the spyglass.
So Valena takes
Thinking of that has a slightly
out
better idea.
a finger that's kind of peeling and kind of gestures for the Feeble to come towards her.
He kind of and slowly walks closer.
I should take you over there.
So what's Thelona's slightly better idea?
She before they leave is going to smother an arrowhead in molten pitch. And then
You're gonna
as
shoot a
trigger,
fire.
she'll just shoot a fire arrow in the air.
Okay.
Basically, it's a flare.
Okay.
Until it hits someone.
Then someone else is a living flare. So anyways,
Shoot a fire arrow in the air, and where it lands, I do not care.
So sending the barbarians over on a rowboat.
Yep.
Okie doke.
Stroke, that's what he said. Stroke, that's what he said. Stroke, that's what he said. Yeah.
Gonna have one. Think I'm about to have one. So actually, Thelona, give me a perception check as you're getting closer.
Perception. It's either going to be very good or very bad.
22, goddamn.
Well, that's 10 better than Geralf had. As you're getting closer and closer to the island or the small area of rocks where this ship has crashed and the people are out there waving for help, as you get closer, you start to realize something's a little bit off. In particular, despite the frantic movements of these people and their seemingly visual attempts to get help, they aren't making a single sound.
That's creepy.
When you point this out to Geralf, he immediately stops rowing and looks for a moment too and goes, "Oh." Just carefully keeps rowing though. So I assume when you get there you're going to have a look around, yes?
Yes.
When you get onto the rocks, you look at the ship and you realize now at closer range, this thing's been sitting here quite a while. The seemingly leftover abandoned sailors are nothing but an illusionary image. And matter of fact, you find not far behind them is some sort of glowing stone that's making an illusionary image of sailors trapped there waving for help.
Break the stone.
Breaking the stone?
No. That was Thelona saying that to Geralf. Break the stone.
Oh. That's a suggestion? And he kind of blinks, looks at it, looks at her. Why not? And pulls out a hammer.
Alright, I'll have Geralf back. I have my sword drawn.
So I assume he's going to be able to do this just fine. In fact, it's a unmoving object, so I'm going to give him advantage to smack it.
Well, it's an unmoving object, and he has a magic hammer.
Magic hammer, boom!
Magic hammer!
Yeah, he just was smacking, you hear it crack, and you immediately see two of the crewmen disappear. And he gets 2 hits. Whap! And it just finishes cracking and the magic dispels as just the sailors just vanish. No more black magic with fake men.
But who set it up?
That gets him to kind of look up and look around for a moment too. I don't think we want to wait to find out. That he also really quickly looks into the ship. It's an old ruin. If there was anything here, it looks like somebody grabbed it a long time ago.
Let's head back to the boat.
Geralt nods quickly and hops into the rowboat again and immediately starts paddling quick.
I'm sure Ozina's probably noticed the people suddenly vanished.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you notice the barbarians suddenly got really timid when they got close, and then after a few echoing cracks, you suddenly just see everybody vanish except for the 2 barbarians. And then they immediately hop in the boat pretty quickly afterwards and come paddling back.
That's bizarre.
As I'm paddling, I am keeping my eye on the far shoreline.
Yeah, you had a very decent perception. I'm still going to go off of that. You don't see anything, at least nothing noticeable as of the moment. So if someone set this up, they set it up as a trap for people to be there a while and occasionally check on it, maybe.
It seems like it probably would have been to get a bigger ship to get too close and get themselves shipwrecked.
It's a gullible sailor's trap.
But we had the foresight not to actually get our main ship that close to it.
So yeah, as soon as the 2 barbarians get back on and also pull the boat up with them, basically they're just both, it's a trap. The sailors
Not
weren't
the
even
bolt.
sailors. There's some magic stone.
Well, that's depressing.
Catapults, time to test your aiming. Target that shipwreck.
Who's gonna man the catapults to do this though?
I said that it's precautionary. We should have archers and catapults ready.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I
They
just
should
don't know
already
which
be. They
characters
should
are.
all be loaded. So it's just a matter of who's going
It's
to aim
just-
them.
Yeah, who's making the roll?
I'm trying to remember who all actually has decent stuff. I think does Roger have? Because aiming is basically run off decks, right? Nope, that would not be Roger.
I think. What's his name? The carpenter Gunter was one of the people that we had shoot them before, but I don't know if he has high decks or that's just because we didn't
Conrad's
have a lot
pretty
of people.
good. Gunter, maybe it was a previous build, but Gunter's real sucky. I think he might be more helping load stuff in.
Maybe. I mean, I got a +2 if I was to try, but
He's sucky too.
if we were closer, I'd just cast Shatter on the wreckage.
Well, Conrad can do it, and Narester is the next closest guy who can do it. He's the dexterity fighter, if you will, of the group, of the extras, before we just made the extra crew members just generic crew members.
Yeah, because we got a bunch of people that don't actually have stat sheets because
Mm-hmm.
there should be too many to have.
So, dex checks.
That's a dex saving throw, but whatever.
Oh. Raster misses, but man, Conrad just hits that thing center hull, and you just watch it just keel over.
Just collapse.
You just see massive splinters, and then it just slides right into the water without even any question.
And that should keep somebody from setting up that trap again.
Plus they have to wreck a completely new ship to set it up again.
I believe we're ready to weigh anchor, sir.
Yeah.
We
Let's
also
get back
have
to
to find a
moving
new
on.
magic shiny stone. Good luck finding money for that. And starts helping lift the anchor back up.
Yeah. Get moving while the wind's still good. Wasting enough time on a trap.
Mm-hmm. So that was about your midday. So afterwards you have lunch. Anything for evening?
Now, Thelona will eat lunch and then go back to bed.
Lena's already back to bed. All balled up and just worrying if she'll ever be beautiful again. I'm sorry, I can't say that with a straight face.
Gareth comes in to help peel. Even though he's once in a while he's like,
Ew.
ugh.
Not with the potato peeler. Come on.
Bad man! Bad!
Look, it's a snake skin, but human size.
You're sleeping on the floor tonight.
Was worth it. I've slept in worse places. I was in a cage, you know.
I was frozen today.
Randy had the exact same freaking thought I did.
As I was saying the whole cage line, I was thinking it too.
God damn it.
So
I don't really
take
have
it nothing for the evening and just goes on to
No.
usual watch and
Yeah.
ship drive
Yep.
for the evening. So
And
by
Thelona
the
gets back
morning,
up.
I'd
Night
say
goes
you're
by.
about here or so. Yep, get back up to your shift, help aim the ship as it's going.
I do try to keep it going in the same direction by night. That's kind of why I take the night shift.
Mm-hmm. So that's there, and it's
That's the fact that there's not that many people that would object to me playing my makeshift loot all night. Although I'm not playing it hard, it's just, yeah, it's...
taking turns between messing with your new makeshift instrument and making sure this ship is in the right direction.
You know, it's looking around, you know, checking direction compared to the shore and stuff. Occasionally float up using my hover boots. Gauge our direction, that kind of thing. And when we're back on, slouch back and idly drum the loot.
Well, the next morning, you're not in full speed anymore, but you're still keeping most of it as it's now aimed southwest.
Okay.
So there's a point midway into the evening and into the morning that you have to adjust the sails a bit and keep up with the wind, but otherwise, you're still moving at a pretty decent click. And breakfast is served as usual as the crew majority of the crew starts to wake up. Everybody gets their meal in and changes positions as the night crew gets to go rest.
Solana wanders off to bed.
Theobald goes off to usually join her, at least for a while. Theobald's got to be kind of all over the place. He does try to stay on the top, but he does try to get a few winks in here and there. And
well, there's another reason. There's another reason Thelona takes the night shift. It's cooler at night.
Hmm. Ooh, interesting.
And while I was thinking about it, I just went and added a couple of the previous sessions to a YouTube playlist, so I'll remember to go through them and find that guy's name.
Okay.
So if I remember correctly, we're in like tropical heat, right?
More or less. Yeah, you're south of you're you're a little bit north of the tropics, but you're still getting a decent bit of it, even along the shoreline here.
Yeah. What time of year is it?
I believe we've assumed it's slowly reaching into winter because it started snowing quite a bit in Hyboria while you were there.
Probably not that bad.
But it's getting it's still relatively decent, all considering. Even if it's getting close to winter, it's warmer down here than it was up there.
Yeah, it's if this was summer, Thelona, no, she would not step anywhere outside of her cabin until dark. She'd live like a vampire, because...
No, at this point, like, afternoons and late afternoons are already feeling pretty decent.
Take a cold weather barbarian and put them in the subtropics and...
Oh wait, so did we get western going wind again?
Southwestern, yes.
Southwest, so they're probably doing about 75-80% speed. Hacking slightly, but not.
Yeah, it's still the afternoon, kind of light.
Oh, the music stopped. Something's happening.
Changing songs. I've realized we've had that song on for like an hour. So yeah, have breakfast and do the normal switch of shifts.
Yep.
Yeah, I was seeing you were about here-ish by about the end of the night. So I'd say closer to noon. You're getting to about here. If you're planning to head to that city, you should probably decide that pretty soon. You might be hitting it by nightfall.
Yeah, probably hit it to so we can stock up, maybe go hunting.
Give me. Actually, I'll probably have to roll it because it's probably the NPCs up in the crow's nest as usual.
I was actually going to say, you know, if we wanted to, we could actually stop early, and then you'd have until next time to decide what that city is.
Well, there's other things that can happen here too, so I'm going to see if either of these guys see anything because they're usually the ones on watch.
That's a really high perception roll.
Which is amazing because he rolled a full 20. That's why. That's as high as he can get that perception. Not Theobald, Roger is the first one to notice. Hey Cotton! There's something very odd in the water. As if that isn't happening almost every day lately.
Not another dragon turtle, is it?
No, it looks like a man in a rowboat going around in circles.
I'd look to see what he's talking about.
You literally look over to the north edge as you see out in the water. You can just barely make out this rowboat, and it's literally going around in circles, and the man is in it, just constantly rowing, never stopping.
I try to get a better look with my spyglass.
You get a look at him, the man seems pretty gaunt, like he's almost starving and dying of thirst doing this as he's going around and around and around. Give me another perception check from yourself. Alright, as you look around the general area of where he's rowing, you look down towards the water and you start to see little flashing lights down there. Like abnormal, not just usual reflection stuff. Like there's something in the water.
I grab Tarthun and bring this to his attention because he's a bit more wise in the ways of magic than I am.
Have Tarthun have a look and basically do a magic,
Well, I'm not detect magic; it's too far away.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
see
I'm not
if he-
saying
if
tech
he
magic.
can-
I'm trying to think of what the word would be.
his opinion on it.
Basically, an arcana check to see if he knows anything about something like this.
Yeah, that would probably be it.
Oh, yeah. I do believe, Captain, that he might be charmed. Whatever it is in the water, it must have a hold in his mind. And it seems to be driving him to the point of death.
Question is whether we should risk ourselves to try and save him.
I believe... I'm going to double check this before I let him say that. Double checking. That's not what I'm looking for. Yeah. I believe, at the very least, the cleric Theobald should be able to use a restoration on him to bring him back out of his current delirium.
I technically have the ability to dispel magic myself, but that won't do anything about his health issues.
Well, that would have to be us feeding him and giving him water.
Right. I'm assuming. What time of day is this happening?
This is probably a couple hours before noon.
So, Thelona's still is asleep right now. Elena's probably hiding still because of her peeling.
Although she's probably more than halfway done with it by now.
Who's actually up on deck right now?
I guess I would be up on deck, either cleaning, helping out around the ship, or studying, whatever I could find for material, or praying.
All right. Actually, that's a question. You might have it too. Let me double check. Hilarious, because I know Theobald has it, but your class might have it too, because I don't recall. Cure wounds. No, I don't think you have a restoration spell. No, you don't. It would be something that you might consider if you ever get a chance to, but yeah, no restoration spells, at least not yet.
So
Oh, wait, I call out words of restoration with a mass healing word.
that's the healing spell. It's not actual restoration.
Okay.
But who's up here NPC wise?
Up there NPC wise, Giselle is likely usually hanging around and keeping an eye on things, and Geralf is usually up there if he's not helping tend to Velena's issues.
Theobald's is not around, or is he?
Theobald is kind of 50-50. Usually, if it's getting close to lunch, so he might have poked his head out, or at least might be helping in the kitchen. Either way.
I see if I can find him.
All right.
I'm gonna avoid waking Thelona up because we probably don't need her for this.
Yeah. Let me see. If it's over a certain amount, he's already in the kitchen. Oh yeah. Yeah. You literally step into the kitchen and immediately you see Theobald's helping out today with the lunch.
I go. I say. We're gonna try to help some guy that's under a spell in the water.
Theobald kind of turns and looks. Oh, new task today, it seems. And kind of carefully puts it on the things he was working on for now and starts to head over to help.
Yep. So I'm gonna have, Giselle and Subutai once again just keep an eye from the crow nest in case something happens. But I'm gonna have us, head over towards this guy. I'm going to keep an eye out myself with my spyglass to see if I see anything else happening.
So who's heading out? Theobald and...
I got the Theobald. I just want Theobald up here with me. We're not leaving the ship. We're gonna.
Oh, you're gonna try to go over there with the ship. Okay.
We're gonna take the ship over there. It's just I want to have like a couple extra people up here, and aside from the random crew members.
Random crew members and me.
Yeah, Valerius is up here, and Theobald's up here, and I told Subutai and Giselle to kind of stay at their posts in the crow nest.
Subutai and Giselle up in the crow nest. So, busy day again. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hopefully this isn't an illusion.
He was talking to Giselle, and Giselle's just like, mm-hmm.
Oh. Like there are two best archers. It's just
Water seemed a
Okay.
bit more dangerous than last time I crossed here. Maybe it is a sign I should just stay over on the west coast.
anyhow. I just keep an eye out as we get closer until I get close enough to actually try and cast a spell magic on this guy.
Okay, so you get close enough that you're almost, his little boat is almost careening into the ship. And as you get close enough, you just kind of hear the man murmuring to himself as he's constantly rolling, I gotta find you, gotta find the treasure, gotta find it, gotta find the treasure. And he just paddles out, but then comes slowly back in with the same circle of paddling. Gotta find it, gotta find my treasure, gotta find it, gotta find my treasure.
I cast a spell magic on him. Yeah.
Oh, 120 feet, yeah, you can get him from a very decent distance. So you're close enough to hear him and you cast the spell. Actually, choose one creature, object, or magical range. Any spell, 3rd level or lower on the target ends. Is Charm a 3rd level spell or lower?
If it's Charm Person, it's technically a 1st level spell.
I think it's not quite that, but it's something similar, so it might just be able to make it, I think. So I'm gonna rule that this is just barely within the range of that. And as you reach out and cast a spell, he immediately just kind of freezes there for a second. Oh, thank God! Falls backwards into the boat. You still see a sparkling in the water, but otherwise it just seems like he's finally stopped and his canoe is finally slowly drifting along away in a straight line now, basically the same direction as the ship.
Just get close enough to him so we can drop the rope ladder down so someone can go and pull him out.
All right. It'd probably be best if Geralf goes down the rope ladder then.
Yeah, because he's the burliest guy that's up here.
Here we go again. At least this one's not an image. And yoink. Oh yeah. Oh, oops. What was the other one? Oh, it was the highest one anyways.
The lower one.
Yeah, the first one was the highest one. So yeah, he basically reaches and almost effortlessly, like picking up a rag doll, just picks up this poor little fragile guy out of the boat and brings him onto the ship. I do believe he is very dehydrated. And slowly sets him back down on the ship.
Yeah, I have one of the random crew members go get him some water.
And probably Roger eventually comes over with the water skin. It takes a few tries, but the almost wasted away ship hand just starts to cough and does notice that he's finally getting drink and then starts partaking of it very quickly. And then sits up just slightly and huffs as he takes more water in.
I look at Theobald and go, since you were helping in the kitchen a little bit ago, you want to go grab him a snack or something?
Right, Captain? And he heads off for a few moments and comes back. Just something a little light he quickly put together, essentially. I guess to make it light, he just borrows a little bit of bread and adds a little bit of gravy to it to just kind of give it some flavor and makes it something decent and a small enough portion that the guy can easily get down. After a bite or two, he quickly finishes the rest. And just kind of lays there huffing as he just kind of collected himself for a moment.
Right. When he looks like he's had a moment to calm down and get some energy back in him, I say, so what happened to you?
Put down this thing. I think my previous crew are all gone. Pirates, I believe. And when I went to leave, I must have blacked out or something. The last thing I saw was some sort of diamond or something being waved in front of me. The next thing, the only memory I can have after that is this insatiable desire to seek out some treasure that I must find. That I just remember waking up to you people finding me.
Do you remember what flag the pirates were flying?
He kind of strains his mind for a few moments. Black, mostly. I think there might have been a raven. And something else below it.
Like an eclipse?
Yeah, that could have been it. An eclipse, almost. Some sort of symbol like one. Take some more water.
I kind of like. I'm sure Theobald's still here, obviously.
Theobald's probably there and looks like a very upset father. Just arms crossed, just kind of thinking and looking off to the water and just like, seriously?
I gotta look at him. I go, well, if you had any doubts before, you probably agree with me. We need to destroy these guys now.
This is the kind of scummery they're going to do to just random survivors. And I have a lot of Meech's wrath to rage.
I go, I look at the guy. I go, so, do you want us to just drop you off at the next town, or?
Where are we close to? We're still near Argos, right?
Yeah.
Thank the heavens, yes. I can probably find my way home from there.
All right. Normally I ask people I save if they want to join my crew, but you look like you've had enough for a lifetime.
I've definitely had my fill of the water today, and for a good long while. Maybe pick up farming.
We're fishing from a town instead of a boat.
Thinks about it for a moment, and kind of shrugs like maybe. Something to think about, either way.
We should be at the next town sometime tonight.
He slowly nods, and then thank you very much for stopping for me.
I almost didn't, considering the last group of people we tried to rescue were actually illusions.
He kind of furrows a brow. Very strange. Sounds like a trap to me. You're lucky you didn't fall into it, considering everything going around here lately.
Yeah. I won't tell him about any of the crazier stuff that happened recently.
Right, and just watch him go into a wider shade of pale.
Oh, by the way, dragon turtle. Ah!
Dragon turtles, death traps, weird seaweed. Oh, and did we ever mention the killer fog that moves out of a city to the southwestern coast? Interesting stuff.
I remember we kind of creeped out like the newest batch of, or not the new, just the leader of the newest batch of recruits because we just started telling him all the random shit we've went through.
Just like,
he's like, I don't think I need to know anymore.
Who the fuck are you people? How are you still alive?
Remember that time we killed the night gaunts? And I cut one of their horns off?
Gaunts? Demons?
Anyhow,
Picture Captain Azina going, I survived on pure skill. And points of Elena, I don't know.
So anything else happened throughout the day?
Rest of the day is usually fairly calm, but I'd say maybe an hour or so before dinner usually falls on you is when you start to finally arrive at the city. And I guess that's where we can stop for tonight.
Yeah. Oh, real quick though, because I'm assuming because the beginning later, that would be when Thelona would finally get up.
Yep.
I tell her about what happened and that it was likely the Raiders of the Eclipse that did it to the guy.
They also might have been the one that set the trap.
Very possible. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised about them doing all kinds of weird shit with magic, considering their leader can summon a demon.
Slow, quiet nods all around.
Yeah,
We must
but,
be cautious.
but they definitely need to be destroyed.
Agreed.
Yeah, I guess that'd be where we stop it then.
Alrighty. See you all next time.
Bye.